I don't know. After hearing him calm and talking about the tether story, it's probable.
Just go down to the county attorney's office. I think you'll find a lot of humans down there.
All right.
No disrespect.
Stop driving.
I'm flirting with the judge in front of my dad.
What's going on? This is Colin. Making sure mic check, unmuted. Everything's good. How's everybody doing? I have a really good jury trial that I'm working on, and that's what I wanted to play tonight. I was going to save this for tomorrow or maybe even Thanksgiving, but the jury trial is about 4 hours long. It's taken a lot of work. So I did say I was going to play that jury trial. I'm nowhere near finished with it. I couldn't rush it out fast enough. So we're going to go with Plan A, which this was Plan A. I think this was one of the first videos I had that had over 20,000 views. So people like this guy. So I'm trying something a little different tonight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the first two appearances this guy had and then finish with the appearance he had today. And it's the end. It's the end of his saga for now. Hopefully he gets his act together, but I'm going to play the first two. The first one was back before my demonetization days, so there's no stops, no breaks. Second clip, however, I think was one of the very first videos that I had after I was demonetized. I stopped it a lot, so I will try to fast forward it a little bit to get through me talking because it's from a month ago. But yeah, let's have some fun, hang out. If you haven't done it already, do your jump kick backflips, get your haircut. Haircuts are important, especially for holidays. All right, let's go. Gotta find the play button. Why does the play button always seem to move on me? Oh. There we go. Already messed up. This is today. I gotta share my screen. See? I told you I'm new at this. I'm new at the share screen. Hopefully it comes through. Let's see. This is it. This is step one.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Can I do this? Yeah, there we go.
Sir, could you please state your name?
Andrew Alfaro Cajejas, hyphenated.
Thank you, sir. All right, we're here for a review in 22-00579, as well as pre-trials in 23W000024 and 22W001193. And the review, sir, it appears that you still have not registered for the course that you're supposed to be taking.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Okay, then you're going to do some jail time.
Why? Because the police officer hit me. I've been a victim in this whole situation. This is not fair. It's been disgusting, this whole process. A police officer hit me with no lights. He hit me. And I'm over here, got to prove that I have to drive. It's disgusting. Why do I have to do that?
All right. We're just going to schedule
I'll
that.
be soon.
Okay. Why don't you come in person to the next hearing, sir?
Okay.
In that particular class, by then you will be doing some jail time.
I have some millionaire people, family members, so I will be suing. I promise you I'll be suing this court. This is disgusting.
All right.
Because it was reversed, it will be no talking. if I hit a police officer, it will not be no talking. It will be on camera. Y'all haven't reviewed my court or nothing.
So, Your Honor, with respect to the review, outside of that, I see Deputy Hall is present, although we would not be able to take any statements at this time because we've already had the sentencing on this case, but I had reached out because when he was sentenced, restitution had been reserved, I believe, for 30 days because the court raised the question of whether the amounts for the vehicle would have been covered by insurance. And so I had been trying to clarify if there had been any follow-up after that point. The information that I have, I guess my understanding is that the department is self-insured. So I don't believe that there would be any request as it relates to the vehicle itself. I guess Deputy Hall could clarify that because I'm not really well versed on what that process looks like. But I just wanted to confirm that status, I guess, at this hearing. So that's all for that. Mr. Deputy Hall, I think may have had some I guess medical expenses, but I don't have that information. So I just wanted to be sure that we close the loop on that at this time. But it looks like we're going down a different path with Mr. Rafael Callejas anyway, who is still contesting the plea that he entered back in January. So I don't even know if restitution is an issue right now.
He will continue to contest the plea, but he pled and he did not withdraw his plea, and therefore we're going to deal with the restitution issue while we have the deputy here so he doesn't have to return. Deputy Hall, if you could please unmute your device for me, please.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Deputy Hall. How are you, sir?
Good, and you, ma'am.
Been one of those
He hit
days.
me.
Sorry if you keep.
All right. For everyone that's joined a little late, I am playing the first two parts of this guy's saga before I play the end. Part 3, his third hearing was today, so we got to see what happened and if he complied or not. So I'm playing all 3 of them. So I know a lot of you have seen this already, but I'm just trying to just kind of recap the whole thing. Every clip is only about 10 minutes long. They're not terribly long, so we're just gonna have fun, right? All right, let's go.
Talking, you're going to be held in contempt as well. Deputy Hall, if you could please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help
I
you
do.
God. All right, you're here today because there was initially a request for some restitution, and I raised the issue of whether or not there was insurance that covers this, or whether there was anything that could be submitted to this court with respect to this request for restitution. You did hear what the prosecutor placed on the record. Is there anything you would like to say with respect to the insurance in this particular case?
So Prosecutor McDuffie is correct to my knowledge that Washington County Sheriff's Office does self-insure their vehicles. That's the information that I've received before through my command staff about our vehicles. I don't know exactly what that entails, self-insuring a vehicle, because I don't deal with any of the vehicle payment issues, collisions, items of that sort that would be part of our risk management team potentially and our quartermaster.
All right. Ms. McDuffie, do you have additional questions?
Yes. So I guess at this point, I as far as I can tell, we are not receiving, I guess, although we had some information on the estimate to repair the vehicle, it is not clear to me that we have actually received a request for reimbursement for those costs given that self-insurance status. So my next question would be to Deputy Hall, were there any other expenses in terms of your personal injuries or any other expenses you would be aware of that would be entailed in the restitution request? Because I did not have that information at our last hearing.
The only thing I could think of potentially is that after the crash, I ended up going to the ER to get checked out that's standard for us and any sort of involved injury on duty. So there may be medical bills of sorts, but I believe that was already covered through the county because it was a work injury. In addition, the following day of the crash, I ended up taking a sick day from work and just used my time that I've earned through my sick bank to cover that one day of being off the following day of the crash.
So Deputy Hall, are you making a request for that day, of the equivalent value of that day that you took off, or no? I just want to be clear.
No, not at this time.
Okay.
Thank you. I will indicate for the record too, that I have not made a ruling on this, but there was in a separate matter, there is an argument that which this case is, a failure to stop at a property damage accident, that the victim in this case is not entitled to restitution anyway. There is case law that goes to that on a failure to stop. This is not the argument, and that the remedies are more civil in nature. I have not made a ruling on that, and there's still an opportunity for the prosecutor to respond to that. So I'm not saying that is the case yet, but I do want you to be aware of that when it comes to failure to stop accidents, because this is not about who caused the accident or didn't cause the accident. This is about actually a person leaving the scene of the accident after it has occurred. So that is the rationale that the court used for saying, the Court of Appeals, I believe it was, used for.
All right, real quick. Look at Rachel McDuffie just smiling and laughing right now. What do you think she's laughing at? You think she's staring at that dude's hair? I mean, I know you guys have already said it. My hair was about that long about a week ago. But do you think that's what she's smiling at? I don't know. Again, if you just joined in, like and subscribe. Hit the like button. I'm playing the first two clips, and before I hit the third clip, I feel like I'm going to say that 20 more times before I get to it, because I know I've already played this already.
For saying that
Your Honor,
is involved in it's
can
not
you failure to report?
yes, failure to report or failure to stop, either one.
Okay, because we do have cases with failure to stop, the hit and run version of that, with property damage where we have restitution. So I just wanted to be clear.
Okay, I see. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Okay. Having said that, thank you for being here, Deputy Hall. We will excuse you at this time. You're welcome to stay if you want to continue to stay. But at this point in time, I'm just going to give Mr. Kalihas an opportunity to show up here to court, so that we can find out whether he's still refusing to comply with the orders of the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We only don't talk about people's hair when they're bright yellow and mustard color.
Mr. Barnett, as to your tickets, given that he's refusing to comply with the orders of the court in this state case, it sounds like at this point in time, he probably should be in an adjourned situation with respect to yours. I am going to re-refer this to the public defender's office. If he continues to refuse counsel, that'll be his choice. But I'm going to give him a second opportunity to get counsel before he has to do any jail time.
Thank you.
I only went because he hit me. He hit me. You want me to just stay there? I didn't know it was the officer. I was scared for my life, and I went home. That's 2 minutes away. Then all the cops was outside. Y'all wanted me to stay when I felt I was in danger.
What? Your Honor?
He hit me. And you said I don't want to comply. Why? I'm a victim. I haven't done nothing.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, is he testing?
I don't think
What?
he's testing or anything like that. He was not ordered to test.
Because I'm losing, because I'm emotional of the situation that happens to me. Then I have to get drug tested. This is disgusting.
He was simply ordered to do 5 days of community service and Class A training so that we could make.
Because I'm not a criminal. I'm not a delinquent. I don't want to learn how to do that.
You're interrupting me one more time, and you're going to get 15 days of contempt for interrupting me while I'm talking and disturbing the court. So he was not ordered to do any testing, only to do Class A training, monthly reporting, and fines and costs, and his community service. I am going to order that he
I'm assuming.
tests as well. Defendant to test within 24 hours. Defendant to appear in person on October 17th, 2023.
I'm gonna call him today. I'm not talking to you. I was not talking to you, man.
10 o'clock a.m. in person. If he has not enrolled in the class at that time, then he will do 5 days of jail. I need another referral form.
And Your Honor, I'm so sorry. There was a lot of interference, so I missed that date.
October 17th.
Thank you.
And actually, I'm gonna make that at 11 o'clock a.m. in person. Oh, right. PD's office is appointed as standby counsel in this. That's what happened. And they will remain as standby counsel. So that I can make a determination at that time as to whether or not they should be reappointed as regular counsel. It is my advice to Mr. Kalihas that he have them as actual counsel instead of just standby counsel. But that is his choice after being instructed on the fact that he is looking at jail time.
Thank you for the clarification on that, Your Honor.
We'll see you on October 17th in person, sir.
Okay. So you're gonna send me to jail for an officer hitting me? Don't worry, I'm gonna get legal.
And that's 24 hours he needs to report for testing, right?
I did say that.
Okay, just making sure that's true.
The court is calling the case of the state of Michigan.
All right, I'm hopping screens. Instead of downloading my old videos, I'm just sharing my screen. So that's why I keep saying I'm testing. I'm testing how to do this. So I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna see. Let's see. Remove that. And now, okay, now I'm back. Hey, okay, so that was part one. That was part one. We all remember part one. Part two, RC Cross. Hey, bud, how are you? Part two is one of my first live streams after being demonetized, and I paused it a lot. I know I said that already. I'm going to try, if I see myself talking a lot, I'm going to try to fast forward it. I don't want to skip too much because I just want to show the entire story in one video, which is the point of this. So let's see. I'm going to stop sharing that screen. We're going to start sharing a different screen. Sorry. Walking through this. This is it. And yeah, you're going to see me in the side. This is from a month ago. This is October 17th. I think I played this on October 17th, but let's go. Hopefully I'm not too redundant.
Back in session, the court will call the case the state of Michigan versus Andrew and Pharaoh Kalihas, case number 22S00579.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Who's this guy? Can anyone
I'm
guess the
Assistant Public
defendant?
Defender Jay Bellinger on behalf of Mr.
Ooh.
Colin, who stands to my right. I'm sorry, I thought.
All right, let me pause it. Sorry, we're getting massive echo. Let me. Let's see what I sounded like a month ago. Yeah. All right.
Mr. Barnett was on one of these cases as well.
Oh, you're correct. And there's also 22W001193 and 23W0024.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Sir Colin, can you please state your name for the record? Andrew Barber.
Thank you. You may both be seated.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Before we finish, I do want to say there's still like 20 minutes left of this video. Don't throw your panties in a bunch. I just want to say I was recently demonetized. I think 99% of you know this, but my link tree is somewhere in the description. If you want to leave a tip, I would appreciate it. I do spend a lot of time watching court and making these videos. And now that I'm demonetized from YouTube, it makes it a little less appealing to make videos because I never wanted to e-beg. So now that I actually have to ask, I that's why it's been a week since I put out a video. But I love this. I love this. I love the community. I love everything about this. But I just want to tell you why it's been slow. But yeah, so if you feel, dude, shut up. Stop pausing. Stop talking so much. Just play the damn video. Why is I don't know who this Colin guy is, but he talks way too much. You guys agree? He's got a good point though. Again, this was right after I was demonetized. This is a throwback. So, like, you want to throw a buck or two? But I think it's.
If you would like to stand and issue an apology to the court. Yeah, I apologize, Judge. If you want to expound on that. Yeah, I didn't understand I really didn't understand the court, the meaning. But I'm sorry for that. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, Judge.
Mr. Cleas, I am very concerned about you and the fact that one, as you said, you don't understand the court, maybe the court's authorities. You threatened the court with a lawsuit. In addition to that, you told me clearly that you're not going to follow my orders. And then you went on a rant about how it was the officers.
Put yourself on that case, you'll be held in the same standard as an attorney.
No idea what just happened. No idea what just happened. Did I have an editing mistake during this video? I don't know. Each and everything. E. We call you E. Yeah, I must have had an editing mistake during the video. Which yeah, that happens. All right. We're still getting through the second video. This is painful to watch. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
This last time we had court, Mr. Kajihas explained to me that he was not going to comply with my orders.
Understood, Your Honor. Mr. Kaleas, first and foremost.
I called you out though, right? I think there was one I called out that I didn't know who it was, right? I just really hope I called you out, but thank you so much. I don't want to I don't want to miss anybody, but I believe I called you out. I know I didn't call you JoJo, but yeah. People, if anyone wants some amazing soap, people will hook you up. All right. Let's stop.
Would like to issue an apology to the court. Please talk to me about this.
I'm not playing with my mic, but let's play the video. Let's play the video.
And issue an apology to the court. Yeah, I apologize, Judge. If you want to expound on that. Yeah, I didn't understand I really didn't understand the court, The meaning? Well, I'm sorry for that. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, Judge.
Basically, as I am very concerned of the fact that, one, as you said, you don't understand the court, maybe the court's authorities. You threatened the court with a lawsuit. In addition to that, you told me clearly that you're not going to follow my orders. And then you went on a rant about how it was the officer's fault for the accident, which is not the issue in this case. I don't know whose fault it was. It looks like, based on the report, it was not his fault, but I'm not debating that with you. What I am telling you is that you left the scene. I don't care if you went a block. I don't care if you went 2 miles. I don't care if you went to another state. That's where you broke the law. And in that is the reason why you're here. And you seem to not understand that.
I don't understand. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
So have you had an opportunity to go over the report with him?
I have, Your Honor. It is my understanding that Mr. Kellyhouse will be admitting to the violation today. With regard to the report, we would reserve for comment on that prior to any sort of sentencing by the court.
Thank you. You both may be seated.
Thank you.
Ms. McDuffie, before I take this plea, is there anything you want to address before that occurs?
I do, Your Honor. I understand and I appreciate that Mr. Alfaro Callejas is here to apologize today. The reason that he was here last time and I asked if he were testing is because although he has consistently denied culpability in this incident, his behavior at the last hearing was something I have personally never seen from him. Now, his case has been pending since, this defense date was February of 2022. He was arraigned at the end of that year. So he's been in this court for at least a solid year. And I have had the opportunity to be in, I think, at least 4 hearings with him. Regardless of his confusion and whether or not he should be confused about what is going on and what took place in the incident, I've never seen him behave with that level of aggression and animosity towards the court or anything. So I was concerned that perhaps something was going on with him that hadn't been before. I don't know if he reported to testing in 24 hours as reported.
Hey, people, was that you? Was that the... All right, screw this. I'm not going to listen to myself talk again. I will say that... Hold on, did I unmute my mic? I did unmute my mic. I understand now what you guys are all saying about my mic feedback. I can hear it. I didn't, yeah. So I'm going to fast forward every time I open my damn mouth.
I'm pleased because he seems to be so utterly confused. I still don't know what's happening. I'm at the point where I want to request some sort of mental health assessment because it may not be an issue of competency, but something is clearly wrong here. He has appeared, when he appeared, this case was set for sentencing March, April, another April date, June, July, and finally it was August 15th that we were able to sentence on this case. When he appeared on that day, he was outside in the lobby of the courtroom and he appeared just like he does now. He seemed to finally understand. He accepted what he had done in this incident and was sentenced and said that he was going to comply with probation. So I was shocked to see what we saw last time. My worry today is that this is another temporary episode and something else is going on we don't quite have a handle of. Just for the record, I want to add to what the court about the circumstances here. Mr. Callejas was originally charged with failure to stop at a property damage accident attended vehicle. That charge was reduced to failure to report an accident with apparent damage of $1,000 or more. The reason that's a reduction is because the original charge was 6 points on his license, and the reduced charge he pled guilty to in January is 0 points. That prosecutor decided not to also charge him with driving with a suspended license. So he has another suspended license case pending with Mr. Barnett right now from a later date and some other tickets prior to that. Both of those charges have the same requirement to remain there or immediately report. I hope that Mr. Alfaro Callejas understands today, because he said several times before that he understands, but I hope he really understands today that the issue, regardless of the circumstances, and like the court said, it does not appear based on that report, but regardless of who was at fault, that he knew he should not have fled that scene and left. That is the issue. I agree with the underlying recommendation for given everything that's transpired. I do want to ask if the court would see fit to order some sort of assessment. I don't know if it's mental health, something is going on, clearly. And I wish today could be some encouragement that things are going to be okay from here. I can't be encouraged by today because we've seen it before with a dramatic downturn. I feel like there needs to be something else determined with what is happening with Mr. Paleha, because something is awry in his processing. Other than that, nothing further from the people, but I guess I do want to also hear Mr. Paleha. He's apologized, but to what extent is he acknowledging that he is on probation and that he does need to register for this class? The recommendation was 5 days in jail because he didn't do that requirement, and then last time was very adamant that he refused to do it. Where are we today, and does he understand and comprehend what he needs to do? And I'll leave it to the court regarding the jail system.
Well, as to that piece, when Mr. Clayhouse was on the call, I gave him 3 admonitions, 3 things he needed to do. One was to
Lolly, thank you. Nope, we're not listening to me talk anymore. Not listening to me talk. Sorry for everyone that sees their name popping up a second time. This is from a month ago, but we're not listening to me talk anymore.
Your Honor, from my conversation earlier, and just in confirming with him now, Mr. Clayhouse, this does date back. I don't know about his prior representations. If you'll allow me, I will offer to the court that he has been frustrated with this, with the hearings. He hasn't understood them up till this point. I have had an opportunity to speak with him and will continue to do so.
Mr. Bellinger, I don't usually like to interrupt you, but I am going to interrupt you.
Certainly.
We have explained to him on his own. He has demanded to represent himself. We have gone over this, I don't know how many times. This is not about council representation. This is about Mr. Clayhouse or Kajejas. I'm not sure how he pronounces his name. But at this time, I'm through with that.
I understand.
He's either going to get it together or he's going to go to jail.
Your Honor, with regard to the testing, he did not test within the 24 hours. And with regard to getting enrolled in the class, he did not get enrolled. He has advised that he is willing to admit to the violation today in that regard. And with regard to getting enrolled in the testing, he informs that he is ready now to finally do the things that the court has asked of him. And
what makes today any different than when I talked to him on October the 3rd, which was 2 weeks ago, and I clearly told him that he needed to actually get enrolled in that class or he was going to jail today. He showed up today without having done that.
I think the thing that makes today different, Your Honor, and I don't want to sit here and stand here and speak for my client, but based on my conversation with him, he's over having to defy. He no longer wants to defy the court. He's in a position now where he wants to take care of this so that he can move on because he understands that he is not in charge here.
So he must not have wanted that 5 minutes before he arrived here because he didn't make a call to get in the class. He must not have wanted that 2 days before he arrived here or 36 hours or any amount of time before he got here today.
He has advised me that he wants to get into touch with probation as soon as this court hearing is over, if the court allows. He talked to me about getting Ms. Straub's number so that he can get in compliance with everything that he needs to so that he can finish out anything that he needs to finish out successfully for the first time.
I don't trust any of that. We've been here before, but thank you.
Your Honor, if I may just add briefly, I was just able to speak with him out in the hall too. He does advise that he is able to pay the $580 left in his fines and costs today. So that is being taken care of at this time.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to formally arraign you on the violation today, sir. You are alleged to have failed to register for Class A Training Center decision-based driving course as ordered. That is a violation of your probation. It's a technical violation that requires up to 5 days in a Washtenaw County jail. Given the fact that you were given an opportunity to get this taken care of before today's date, that is what I intend to do. I told you very clearly to do this, or you were going to jail. And instead, you told me you weren't doing it, and you clearly didn't. So here we are. Having said that, what would your client like to do?
Your client would still like to admit to the violation.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. Sir, is it true that you failed to enroll in the Class A training decision-based driving course as was ordered at the time of your sentencing? And also on October 3rd, when I told you to be in that class, or you were doing 5 days of jail?
Yes, ma'am.
I find that there's a knowing and willing admission to the violation. Are you satisfied, Ms. McDuffie?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bellinger?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Anything you want to say in addition prior to sentencing?
Your Honor, I hope that this is a turnaround point for Mr. Callejas.
Unfortunately. All right, I get it. I get it. I did pause it a lot, and I had nasty feedback. Now I finally see what everyone was talking about. I think I've gotten better.
There was some disrespect, certainly. Mr. Callejas did want to avail himself to the court today for mercy, certainly, and knowing that he faces jail, certainly, but also because he did truly mean that what he said and apologizing to the court. He's not, certainly he's not one for words. He has a hard time understanding to some extent, but he did mean truly his apology to the court, and he is ready to do whatever the court may sentence him to with regard to the jail, so that he can put that past him and work on everything he needs to work on.
Why does he have a hard time understanding? That's the part I don't get.
And I can't speak for him, Your Honor, in that regard. I would invite him, if the court wants to hear from him again, to offer why it's been tough for him to overcome the burden of understanding who's in charge, that being the court and not him. He needs to make the court a priority. I think that that's starting to sink in. I certainly hope it is, because I don't want to see him back here in this position again. I know the court doesn't. I know Ms. McDuffie doesn't. And I know Mr. Barnett doesn't. And above all else, I know that he doesn't want to see himself in this position again.
When he was on the call.
Here's the thing.
Spoke his mind, as we all heard, and he's ready to avail himself to the sentence of the court that understood for what he did, and for this violation. And certainly that did, I'll reiterate, that did come with an apology, regardless of what the sentence of the court is today. He does mean that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything further, Ms. McDuffie?
Your Honor, so when I indicated that something is going on with him and perhaps a mental health assessment or something might have some insight, I also want to be clear, Mr. Alfaro Callejas does not have that hard of a time understanding. Some of the statements he's made during this process were, at one point, I think that was on June, he said he thought he was 17 years old when this incident happened. This happened last year. He was born in 2002. Not the case, obviously. At one sentencing, he asked, what is an attorney? What that even was. He didn't know what that meant, or so he said at that point. He attempted to concede the point at his actual sentencing in August, and at the end, when he appeared like he does today, he agreed to plead guilty when he already had in January. Some of the things that he has appeared to be confused about, I don't think that the court and the people were buying it for 1 minute, because he was clearly not confused about those things. And he was very clear at the last hearing that he knew he was on probation and refused to comply. So I'm not willing to believe that he is at that level of confusion where he honestly doesn't understand what's going on, and that's been the case this whole time. Something's going on with him, but not to the degree that I think he can sit here today and sweep all of that under this apology. I'm glad he's making it, but it's just not going to cover all of this for me.
Well, Ms. McDuffie, you reminded me of some things that I think are important. He did say that he was 17 when it happened. His version of what happened to that day doesn't comport with the police report in so many respects. He didn't recall pleading guilty and then was willing to plead guilty again, and now he's back here claiming he's not guilty. It doesn't make sense. The only hesitancy that I'm having about putting him in jail today is the fact that there is something going on that I
had to walk away for this because I'm pissed.
we just have not been able to figure it out. That is my only hesitancy. If I thought that his defiance was clearly controllable and it wasn't based on some type of mental health or other concerns, I would have said 5 days already. But I am concerned. I don't know what's going on with this defendant. And the role of the court is not just to provide punishment, but also to provide whatever kind of help we can provide. And Mr. Cajejas, however he pronounces it, is going to get himself in some more trouble very quickly here if he continues down this path, because he just doesn't get it. So Mr. Cajejas, what would you like to say, sir?
I just wanted to apologize again, Your Honor. I really want to rectify my actions, and I just want to move on, put this behind me. And I don't want to go to jail.
You know, you say things like that when you're here in front of me. You can act like a person who understands and has some sense of normalcy when you're before me, because you know that the penalties are serious. But you get online and you apparently feel as though because you're online, you don't have to have the same amount of respect. So tell me, sir, what's going on with you?
And I was in the heat of the moment, but now I'm facing jail and I just really don't want to go to jail. I'm not made for that. I apologize, Judge. I want to get this, finish this. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, you can have a seat. About 6 months ago, I had the opportunity to go to a conference. And at that conference, I saw one of my old bosses, who also happened to be a judge. And what he said to me was, we don't send people to jail because we're mad at them. We send people to jail because it's what's in their best interest and the community's best interest. And right now, I think that part of what's going on with me is I'm upset with you for your behavior. But what I need to do is sentence you for whatever is going on with you. If you're gonna be defiant and not do this, you're gonna go to jail. If you're gonna do this, I will give you one more opportunity because it is your first violation. But if you talk to me like that again, if you act like that again, then I know that you cannot conform your behavior to society. In the meantime, what I am going to do is exactly what the prosecutor is asking for. You're going to get evaluated for mental health, so we can see what the heck is going on with you, because that is not normal behavior. You either get the evaluation done and you get these classes done, or you will go to jail. And it will be your second violation. So you won't be looking at 5 days, you're gonna be looking at 10 at a minimum. And if you violate again, then you can just do the entirety of the sentence. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I'm not playing any games with you, and I'm not gonna tolerate you playing games with me. So you either get these things done, or you go to jail where I can get them done while you're sitting behind some bars.
This isn't even part 3 yet. I feel like you guys haven't seen the prior videos yet. We haven't even gotten to part 3. We're not there yet. We're almost there. Getting close. I'm gonna close the poll.
I'm
Oh,
actually
who
gonna
is this guy?
delay the sentence in this case to see if he is serious about getting this done. In the interim time period, I'm going to order that you get the mental health assessment done. And you answer the questions truthfully and honestly. If I find that you haven't done that, you'll go to jail. You're gonna get enrolled in the class. You're gonna report to probation online. Pay your fines and costs. And I'm gonna give you I'll give it to November 21st, 2023 at 10 a.m. No, I'm gonna make it 11 a.m. in person again. For you to get it all done. You either get it done or you go to jail when you come back. Because then I'll know you're just pulling my leg when you sit here and say that you're gonna get it done. On the
Buffy is angry. They're angry with him. You probably didn't have to pay. I had to put in my 2 cents.
the test within 24 hours. If you don't go this time, a bench warrant is gonna issue immediately. Do you understand me?
Is that community correction, John?
Yes. You would do random testing if positive. You're not positive, then you don't have to test. We need to find out what's going on with you. I think, is he the same person who smoked marijuana on the screen? Oh, he's-
Craig White. He was. He's like 1920. Hey, all of you for showing up. All right, I think we got the gist of what just happened. That was my first video after I was demonetized. I paused it a lot. There is a lot of feedback in my mic. Hopefully it's not there anymore. I think I adjusted it a little bit to fix it. Thank you all for staying around. Now I understand the trolls. That was bad. That was bad. And I did pause it a lot that night. I did pause it a lot. But let's go to the last installment. Do you guys not see the poll? There's a second person. There's a poll. No, yeah, you can't change your answer to the poll. Sorry, I'm not gonna reset it. Now we get to watch the last installment. Oh man, but that was tough. That was hard to watch me pause it every 3 seconds. I actually understand the trolls. Now I'm repeating myself again. We're gonna play the last part, and we'll see. I mean, last I looked, there was like 72% that said he's going to jail. Let's find out. Let's find out. By the way, I did not say hi to Heather, my beautiful girlfriend, who's been working her ass off. She jumped in for a little bit. I don't know if she's still here, but she jumped in for a little bit in between clients. So thank you so much for Shiz. I'm mad at you right now, Shiz. I'm mad at you right now, Shiz. Still my friend, but I'm mad at you. I think Shiz is a mod. Shiz, you can drop your link to your channel. Everyone go check out Shiz. All right, who wants to watch how this concludes? And I want to see. You guys pretty much already said this person's going to jail, but let's watch how it concludes. If I can figure out how to do this, I gotta start this over. I don't know. After hearing him calm, we do not need to see my intro again. Let's see. But look at his hair. He either did his hair or got a haircut. Look at his hair now. This is today.
E14B. This report is now back
Oh,
in
I'm
session.
sorry.
This is today. I don't know. Is it a haircut or did he just maybe comb it, brush it, pull it to the side? I don't know. But I'm not gonna pause it one time during this. Shiz, I'm not gonna stay mad at you. I won't stay mad at you. I promise. All right. I think I'm good. I covered everything. I'm not gonna pause it through this because I want you guys to watch the ending without me pausing it. Because after watching my last part, I understand how I pause it too much. If you haven't liked and subscribed already, please like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Link trees in the description. If you want to throw me some money, I don't. That sounds bad. I would appreciate it if you did. This is what I do right now until I get a job, so I very much appreciate it. All right, let's watch.
The court will call the matter of the State of Michigan versus Andrew Alfaro Callejas, case number 22S00579, and also ticket number 23W000024 and 22W001193.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Ashley Jordan requesting to practice under MCR 8.120 under the direct supervision of Sandra White.
Permission is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of, I don't want to state your name wrong.
Alfaro.
Thank you, sir. Please state your name.
State your name.
Oh, Andrew.
Say your whole name.
Andrew Alfaro. House.
Thank you, Mr. Cajas. All right, you're before the court today on several matters. One of those is a violation of probation. I'm going to arraign you on your new violation today. The violation as alleged that you tested positive for THC and amphetamines in violation of the No Controlled Substance Act and marijuana probation condition. That is a technical violation for which you could get up to 5 days or 10 days at this point, because I think this is your second violation in the Washington County Jail. The second part of that violation is that you failed to report to probation for over 60 days. That is a non-technical violation for which you can get the maximum penalty of the original charge, which is a 90-day misdemeanor. Having said all that, what would your client like to do with respect to a hearing in this case? He either can plead to the charge or request a hearing.
Your Honor, my client would like to admit with explanation for both violations, please.
So you know, I plan to send Mr. Chaos to jail. I'm done.
Yes, Your Honor, we have discussed that. We have had a very intense conversation with Mr. Alfaro, and Mr. Alfaro actually would like to speak to you all.
He did that once before already.
He would like to apologize to you all this morning.
He'll get his opportunity to talk, but I'm letting you know I'm done with Mr.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Okay.
I understand. And he does as well.
All right.
He knows as well that he's on his last.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, sir, please stand and raise your right hand. Swear affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Thank you. You may lower your hand. Sir, you've been advised that you have a right to have a hearing in these matters. It's my understanding you wish to waive that right and admit to the violation of probation. Is that true?
Yes.
Is it true, sir, that you tested positive for THC and amphetamines in violation of the no controlled substance piece of your probation?
Yes.
And is it also true that you haven't reported to probation in over 60 days?
Yes.
I find that the violation of the admission of guilt to the violation was willingly and knowingly made. Are you satisfied, Ms. McDuffie?
Your Honor, I am. There's another thing that may also be a violation, but I can address that if I have an opportunity to speak later.
All right, thank you. Are you satisfied?
Yes.
Ms. Jordan?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. As to the sentencing in this case, you can speak to that.
What does that even mean? I can't tell if that's a troll comment or not. If it is, that's actually one of the better troll comments I've ever seen. I can't tell. That's why I paused the video for you. Good job on that one.
At this point, Ms. Jordan?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have spoken with Mr. Alfaro, and as he stated, that at the beginning of when he was first sentenced, he has felt a little resistance towards the process. Mr. Alfaro has realized that that this is serious and that he needs to take accountability for his actions. And he understands that entails completing the orders of probation, contacting probation, and continue and drop and discontinuing the use of any drugs. Your Honor, Mr. Alfaro has been dealing with depression, a form of depression. He has.
All right, yeah, I don't do that. I get it now. Yeah, I'm not about to do that. But thanks for the suggestion.
Dealt with issues with him. He did have his pet recently died because, well, he had to put his pet down because his pet bit someone. It's kind of a long story, but it wasn't due to him. The dog got out due to the maintenance man letting the dog out, and he bit someone, and he had to let the dog down. This mentally bothered Mr. Alfaro to a great degree, where he was unmotivated to do anything. He was not getting out of bed. Mr. Alfaro has since completed 2 hours of community service with the Hope Center in Ypsilanti. Mr. Alfaro plans to continue doing that. At the moment, he is not working, so he hasn't been able to make any payments. And as to his testing, Mr. Alfaro is aware and has stated that he is discontinuing the drug use and is prepared to get back on track with his reporting with Ms. Stroh.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I misunderstood it, but
Thank you.
yeah, I get it.
His mental health assessment. I ordered that he do that, and he hasn't done it yet.
Yes, Your Honor. As for his mental health assessment, the plan is that I will, as well as his basic driving course, he needs to register for that. I plan to help him register for his class, as well as figure out what he needs to do to get his mental health assessment. Mr. Alfaro seems to be dealing with a lot of issues, some that he's not quite, sure what's happening. I believe a lot of mental health issues, and he's not entirely clear on what he's dealing with. So my plan is to help him with those 2 programs, myself personally, so that he can get into that Class A training as well as get his mental health assessment completed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. McDuffie?
Well, Your Honor, thank you. That's what I was going to bring up, was the failure to get the mental health assessment that was ordered. Mr. Alfaro Callejas was here. It was October 2nd that he had the angriest outburst and was then ordered to appear in person on the 17th. On that day, he was told very clearly that he was not only going to jail that day, but Your Honor extended some grace because you did not want to send him to jail based on an emotional response to his behavior. But he was told after that, after you had extended that grace, he was going to jail if he had not gotten that assessment done, nor enrolled in the class, which he had failed to enroll in several weeks before. Mr. Alfaro, Your Honor, I'm tired. I'm sure the court and probation are too. Mr. Alfaro Calleja should be tired because behaving this way for the past year or so was exhausting for everybody. He was supposed to be going to jail last month. It was a 5-day recommendation at that time. And he's either behaved as if he's just clueless, if not being outright belligerent. The only time that Mr. Alfaro Callejas has actually presented this way and humbled himself before this court have been the 2 occasions that he has had to appear here in person because he didn't want to have to go to jail and face any consequences. When you allowed him to go home on October 17th instead of reporting to the jail, it looks like the one thing he did do was drug test. And of course, we have positive results from that, which the court said he needed to continue if that was the case. No restitution was ordered in this case. The deputy that he hit in Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office decided to take those expenses for that damage and his sick time upon themselves. Mr. Callejas has had so many breaks and so many opportunities given. And one thing that he and some other people have said is that they can't go to jail because they're not made for that. Nobody wants to see anybody in jail, but I think that everybody involved in this case has bent over backwards, including his counsel that he didn't want for most of the time because he wanted to represent himself, has bent over backwards to give him opportunities to stay out of jail. I appreciate Ms. Jordan trying her best and saying that she is willing to help him figure out how to start to get enrolled in that class that he was supposed to be going to jail for a full month ago, and how to get the assessment done that he was ordered to do last time when he indicated that he understood and would do everything that he was told to do because jail was a consequence. But enough is enough at this point. Andrew Alfaro Callejas is an adult, even if he doesn't choose to behave like one all the time. I appreciate that he doesn't happen to be angry today. And I understand that there may be some mental health issues going on in the background. But I think, as I mentioned last time, a lot of the things that he has said to this court have been obvious misrepresentations of the situation. He is not as confused as he has presented. When I say he's an adult, he was 20 years old, a few days away from his 21st birthday on the date of this incident. And he said to the court, he thought he was 17 when it happened. That's not a mistake that it was an accident. He said several things to the court that he knew better than to say. And so at this point, everything he's done with the grace he's been given, he's just chewed it up and I think spit it right back at this court. It's time for him to understand what consequences are. And some of the things that he needs to do, he may be able to complete, but he was only ordered to the recommendation was 5 days rather the last time, which wouldn't even be a full 5, as we know. And it is 10 now. I think that it's necessary for him to understand and comprehend what adulting looks like and what it looks like when you spurn the grace that you're given to avoid that. I think everybody has done everything that is possible to avoid this consequence for him. I'm sorry that he's sad about the loss of his pet. I'm sorry that he's going through things in his life that a lot of us are. But he's been here, literally here, in that spot, in this court before, facing this same consequence. And it was just Your Honor's mercy and the fact that you took the time to pause and make sure that you weren't acting out of emotions that kept him out of jail the last time. So whatever the recommendation is today, I agree with it because time should be up for this. That's all.
I thought the recommendation was for 30 days.
It is. I think I misspoke regarding the 5 and 10. Like that's why I said whatever the recommendation is, I agree with it because yeah. Sorry about that.
All right. Ms. Stroud, is there something you would like to say?
Yes, Your Honor. I just wanted you to know that I did let him know he should be continue his random testing after his first positive test. He has since missed his last 3 scheduled tests. So I know that Miss Jordan mentioned that he either planned to stop use or had already stopped using, but I just want you to know that I'm not aware of that because he's missed those last 3 tests.
Thank you.
All right. There is, hold on. There's about 2 or 3 minutes left of this. I'm going to do my normal peace out now. I'm still going to be in the chat. I'm not leaving, but I'm not going to pause it again. I'm going to let just the outro play out. So thank you all for coming. And if you guessed right, you guessed right. I don't think she said it yet. I'm going to let it play out and you can hear what happens. No, yeah, she hasn't said it yet. Thank you all for coming. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. I am... Who are we rating? I think we're rating Biggin. Excuse me one second. Sorry. Still got that lingering cough from being sick a couple weeks ago. Yeah, like, subscribe. We're rating Biggin. Do your dropkick backflips. Oh, man, my throat's itchy right now. If you'd like to donate, I'd very much appreciate it. Link trees in the description. Until next time, bye. Now I just got to figure out how to get back. There we go.
Great. Mr. Kajas, what would you like to say, sir?
I'm sorry to the whole court and yes, I apologize to the whole court and I'm looking forward to move forward.
You apologized last time you were here. And yet you went and you used, which using, I understand, might be an addiction. It's a substance use disorder that you need to get under control. But the fact that you failed to even report to probation at all is the part that is just defiance. So, having said that, I'm gonna follow recommendation to some degree. I'm not gonna follow it in its entirety. And here's why. Because giving you 30 days and revoking your probation allows you to get off scot-free and doesn't address your issue of using drugs. I think you have a drug problem and a mental health problem, which all need to be addressed. So, having said that, it is the sentence of this court that you serve 15 days in the Washington County Jail. Your probation is continued when you get done. Follow the probation or you will do the time. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, go with the officer. As to the other cases and everything else, I'm gonna adjourn those out too, since he's gonna be in custody. This next court date will be before this court on January the 30th, 2024, at 10 o'clock a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fred.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Sorry, I know I just said I wouldn't pause it again. I didn't call out the super chats. I have a list. I'm not going to spend time now. I'm doing a live tomorrow with the video I was wanting to play tonight, and I have the list for that video. So I will give everyone shout outs for the super chats tomorrow. I appreciate each and every one of you. Bye.